Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Sheree Felice, and this week I am speaking with Dr. Yang, a plastic surgeon at the CHICING Plastic Surgery Center. Listen in as we talk about plastic surgery trends here in Taiwan and the risks involved. Hi, Dr. Yang. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for this invitation for this kind of talk.
Oh, of course. I'm actually very interested to hear about plastic surgery here in Taiwan. Could we start off first by talking about what are the current plastic surgery trends in Taiwan?
Okay, so I think in the past 2 or 3 decades, the Taiwan plastic surgery, the trend is becoming from the big surgery, big operation, becoming like a small procedure, and also we call it the micro-cosmetic procedure. For the micro-cosmetic surgery or cosmetics procedure, the number is increasing like 2 or 3 times. But in the same time, the big surgery, we call it probably the surgery have been through several hours, 3 to 4 hours or even longer, is decreasing in the same time. So I think the trend is a little bit become like that in Taiwan right now.
What's an example of a microsurgery?
Okay, for the micro cosmetic procedure, like we would do the thread lift. That is to put some linear things inside your face to lift up your drooping face, no matter it's a mid-face or low face or jaw, or like your neck to make a more regional.
Okay.
And also like we do some injection of the filler or like a Botox or something. Kind of things are more like micro-cosmetic procedure. Right now it's increasing.
Actually, lip fillers are really quite common in the United States, and it's actually caused a bit of a problem because people are getting lip fillers from uncertified or unqualified doctors. Have you seen any horror stories or any fillers that have hardened or cut off blood supply to the lips?
So I know this kind of injection of filler, we have several kinds. And if you talk about this kind of filler injection into your face, in our face, we have a lot of the blood supply, a lot of small vessel. And once you just inject this filler, just accidentally, no doctor want to do this injection into the vessel, but sometimes it just happens, just accidentally.
Yeah.
Once this kind of content go inside to your vessel, probably he will just follow the flow, go to your north tip or go to your optic artery or vessel, and he can make you blind, or your eye vision will just lost more than like 50%. It's very hard to get back.
So actually, when you think about it, I mean, young girls and boys are getting lip fillers. That's like the big trend now all over the place. And it's actually not a very safe procedure, right?
I would say, actually, overall speaking, it's still a safe procedure. That kind of a case is very, very rare. Probably every one out of 1 million or everyone out of from 100 cases.
I guess that makes sense because, I mean, every surgery is risky, right?
I think the doctor, his application, have to tell the customer or patient before do the kind of procedure, the risk, right?
I agree. In fact, that leads me to my next question. So there's a lot of young people now getting plastic surgery. How would you advise young people to find the right plastic surgeon and be able to be safe about the procedure that they're getting?
I will answer this question from 2 directions. The first one is a lot of young people want to have this kind of cosmetic procedure or surgery. They have to above 18 years old.
In Taiwan?
Yeah, in Taiwan.
What happens if they have a parent agreement that they can get it at a younger age? Is that okay here in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, the regulation is if you define it is medical behavior. If you define it is restore a functionality or life-saving or something. In that way, you don't have to over 18 years old.
Right, of course.
Do the operation. But if you define it as a cosmetic thing, it's very objective. So if you want to do the kind of cosmetic surgery, before 18 years old, usually the young people, they don't really have their mature his mind and that attitude. Probably will get influenced easily by the media or by his friends that he will try to pursue some surgery or something and do something on his face. In that way, usually it's not accepted.
Okay.
It doesn't go along with their parents. It's not accepted unless the kind of things is try to restore his functionality. Probably like an eyelid, he cannot open it. Not because of beauty or not, he just cannot open his eyelid. In that way, we define it as a functionality. problem. So we can do the surgery before 18 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens if someone's transgender and they want to have plastic surgery to transform into the gender that they identify with? Can they do that before
very
18?
Good question. Well, for the transgender surgery in Taiwan, right now we have several big principles. The first one is the patient, they have to have two psychiatric doctors to confirm his mind and his will. Mm-hmm. They really want to transfer from the male to female or female to male, have to confirm he's mentally is okay. It's just very primitive that he thinks he's a boy, but that his body is a girl. Make sure it is. And probably have to make sure this kind of thing lasts 2 years. Have to the approval to psychiatric doctor.
Okay.
And also, they have to have the support from the family or his friends.
Okay.
Yeah, because kind of very transgender surgery is really a big challenge, no matter to the patient, his body or his mentally. It's a big challenge. So you have to make sure you have the peer support and family support for this.
Okay. And if they don't have that support, do they not get the surgery?
These are several principles. It cannot be filled up. And the patients still require for this kind of a big surgery. I think, generalized speaking, in Taiwan, the doctor will not perform this kind of surgery for him or for her. Because once anything happens or once after the surgery, if the body is healing well, but mentally probably gets so many challenges from his friends or from his family, and probably the patient will have this kind of depression. Once he gets depression or anxious, sometimes he can hurt himself or even hurt others. And in that way, you just go back to find who do this surgery for this patient. Doctor would be big trouble.
But isn't the argument that people who identify as another gender, they are already depressed because they aren't able to get the surgery, so denying them the surgery would make them more depressed?
That's a good philosophy question. But once you just change your gender directly from male to female, just like in days, and the kind of challenges from your surrounding, mostly is the mentally. They would be very big, and too big sometimes that kind of patient cannot tolerate it. They will commit suicide. And so there's just some customer, they cannot be through that kind of examination, but they still want to do the operation.
I see.
If you cannot find a doctor to do the operation for him or for her, they will directly go to Thailand and to do the transparent surgery. Yeah. Right. So if you already do this kind of surgery in foreign country and for a foreign customer, usually the kind of regulation would be less limited.
Right. Yeah. Does Taiwan have more regulations when it comes to plastic surgery than Thailand or South Korea? If
you talk about transgender surgery, I think the Thailand is doing better. Because in Taiwan, I cannot find the official number that transgender surgery, how many cases now in Taiwan. But I think it's less than 50 cases a year.
Okay.
But in Thailand, as I know, it's only in the public hospital. Monthly speaking, it's more than 200 cases.
Wow.
The surgery is just like anything the same. It's more practice, make it perfect, make it more experience.
Right.
So for sure, the doctor in Thailand do the transgender surgery, they are more experienced.
I see.
But the other part, I think Taiwan is doing better.
What do you mean by that? What other part?
Actually, the Taiwan plastic surgery is very famous worldwide. We have several very famous doctors known worldwide, like the Wei Fu-Chen, like Chen Hongji. This kind of very senior plastic surgeon. They're very famous, and a lot of international fellows. They come from the UK, from the US, or Japan, or worldwide. They come to Taiwan to learn about it.
Really? What is Taiwan excelling at in terms of plastic surgery? What are some of the things that foreign plastic surgeons are coming here to learn?
We would define it, the plastic surgery, the two parts. One part is the reconstruction part. And another part is a cosmetic part.
Right.
For the reconstruction part, Taiwan is very famous. So we do the microsurgery, we do the replantation of your finger, or we do the total finger transfer, or like we do some nerve grafting, the functional muscle restoration, this kind of thing, or even the burn. Like several years ago in Taiwan, we have the dust exploration burn, right? It's a very big disaster in that time. Hundreds of people just get major burn. According to the statistics in the textbook, that if they get burned more than 80% or 90%, his mortality rate usually is more than 70 and 80%, usually. But in Taiwan, because of the care of the plastic surgeon, the overall mortality rate is just like less than 20%.
Wow.
Less than 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. For the cosmetic part, Taiwan is famous for our face procedure, like upper eyelid. We call it upper and lower blepharoplasty, upper eyelid or lower eye bag surgery, or the facelift, and also like fat grafting, and forehead lift. This kind of a facial rejuvenile procedure. Taiwan is also famous for that.
Actually, the upper eyelid surgery has become quite controversial in the past few years. You as a doctor, I mean, how does it make you feel, Asian women and men wanting to get upper eye surgery to look more Western?
You know, this kind of beauty is very subjective.
Right.
It's not really an objective thing. You have to do some checklist, find some ratio. Actually, we do have that kind of ratio things, just make like a reference thing.
Right.
But anyway speaking, it's just the cosmetic is very subjective. Even the doctor do a not that good surgery for the patient is like for the breast augmentation. He think it's not good, but as long as the patient feels satisfied, then it's okay. So if you call about back to our topic, if you talk about upper eyelid surgery, if a Asian girl, he want to have a very big eye, very high fold of his upper eyelid, and he want like a Caucasian, very wide the top eyelid.
Yeah.
We will try to tell her, says that will make you feel like very that part, your upper eyelid part is very unnatural. Because compared to your nose, compared to your lips, compared to your cheek, and your forehead, and your eyebrow, anything, your upper eyelid is just too Caucasian, but the other part just too Asian. So we'll make it a little bit like improportional.
Right.
But we will try to explain that kind of thing to patient. But if the patient still insisted, and he can understand the property, the consequence, and the result, and she can understand it, then we still would do the surgery for her.
Why are people allowed to get plastic surgery as long as it's not transgender surgery when the results could still cause people to commit suicide? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I can understand. Like the upper eyelid, or like the body contouring, liposuction, fat grafting, and rhinoplasty, these kind of things. This surgery is just, relatively speaking, is a small surgery.
Okay.
Relative. It can be done like within 2 or 3 hours, and the kind of result, even you don't like it, and or some complication happen, or some result you cannot accept happen, it still can, some revision, we call it revision or touch-up surgery, it still can correct it.
Okay.
But if you talk about the transgender surgery, once it's done, it's done. There's no way to get back. There's no way to get back. And also, this transgender surgery is not only affect the patient, his face, but also his affect his mentally very severely. So nowadays, I think not only in Taiwan but worldwide, is for this transgender surgery, they have very strict guideline and restriction regulation for that before perform this surgery, because there is no way to get back.
Right. And no, I completely understand. And in Taiwan, if someone meets all of the criteria, does the Taiwan government allow people under the age of 18 to start transitioning?
No, I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
So.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. In Taiwan, who's the most popular celebrity that people want to look like?
As I know, that previously they would choose Yi-Hsun or the Angelababy.
Really?
Yeah, Angelababy is kind of a celebrity for the reference.
Okay.
And Taiwan 第一名模林志玲.
Ah.
Yeah, but I think Angelababy is the most common one.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me, Dr. Yang. Thank you again for your help, for your advice. Have a good day. That's it for this week's episode of Taiwan Talk. I'd like to thank Dr. Yang again for joining me. And don't forget to tune in next week for an all-new episode. As always, remember to take care of yourselves. I'm Sheree Felice.